All right, my name is Chris Campbell. I'm a practicing CPA and I work with small businesses and individuals to help them pay the least amount of taxes possible while keeping them out of jail. Today, I wanted to give a rule of thumb about how much taxes one should put aside. You're getting going in your business, you're starting out, or you've been going for a while. And before you have seeked the advice of a tax planner, accountant, tax preparer, tax strategist, whatever you want to call them, you just out here winging it, and you're not necessarily putting enough aside for taxes, mainly because you just have no clue. I've encountered a number of clients where they're just not putting aside anything, and they figured, I'll just deal with it when I deal with it, and hope that it's not that much that they owe. The problem with that sometimes is you've been operating for a full year, 2 years, sometimes even three before you decided to address your tax situation and you haven't put anything aside. Sometimes that's just due to ignorance. They just don't know what they need to put aside. Sometimes people don't have a problem putting money aside. They just don't know how much. I figured I'd just give a rule of thumb here as far as what to put aside. If you're not doing any planning, you're not doing any estimates, I do suggest that probably you should do some sort of tax planning so that this can be more accurate. But if you haven't gotten there yet, you can use this rule of thumb. 25% is a good number to set aside. 25% of your gross income, of your total income. Just take 25% of that and put that to the side. It's probably good to do it on a monthly basis, but you can also do it on a weekly basis. What you can do is track all your sales each week and just take a portion of that and then take 25% from there and then put that aside. Whether you've accessed your bank statement or access your payment processors, maybe the payment processors might be a bit more accurate, but just take that each month, however you want to do it. Might be easier to do it on a weekly basis for cash flow purposes and just set that aside. And the reason I'm using 25% because once you factor in all of your expenditures, because you're only paying taxes on what's left between what you bring in and what you pay out for your business expenses. So I figured at 25%, it's either going to cover everything and great, you'll have enough to pay your tax bill. Or if you've already paid it in advance, you can get that money back. But let's say if it isn't enough, it shouldn't put you that much of in a hole where your balance is that much bigger at the end of the year. So I think 25% is a good amount. A couple ways you can do it. You can either take this money and put it into an account and just don't touch it. Is that account set up specifically to pay taxes? That's a simple way to do it. Or you can make estimated payments. So if you don't trust yourself to hold on to that money, you put it into a separate account and submit it. Not the most financially efficient thing to do. Again, if it's something where you don't feel as though you're disciplined enough to set that money aside and forget it exists until tax time, you can go ahead and make estimated payments. I'll put links at the bottom of this video, at least for the IRS. They may depend upon your state if you're in a state that has income taxes, but I'll put the link at the bottom of this video where you can go and make online payments and just make sure that you're paying it towards whichever tax year. So that's also a good way to keep you disciplined, keep focused, and knowing that you're putting money towards your tax bill. And if you wind up paying too much, you'll get it back when you file your tax return. It's a good way to keep you out of trouble because you don't want to be in a situation where you're putting off filing taxes, paying taxes, and just simply not putting anything aside. Because many times in those situations, I've seen people where when it is time, they don't have the money to pay because they've been ignoring it. This is a good way to keep you out of trouble, keep you from being jammed up. So that's all for now. Hope this helped. And if you have any more questions about this or any other tax or accounting related questions, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to help. That's all for now. And I'll talk to you in the next one.